Hello, good morning to everyone. You are welcome to another episode of the Hot Seat podcast. My name is Aijan, and this week on the Hot Seat podcast, I want to share with you something I've titled Intentionality. Intentionality. Now, being intentional is something that is very relevant in our world now. If you really want to achieve success in life, you must be intentional about everything you do. From the English dictionary, intentional is explained as an intended or planned, something that is done deliberately or voluntarily. Being intentional has to do with you being able to do things deliberately. That means you don't just allow things to happen to you, you happen to things. If you want to become successful, you should not live by chance. You should not do things by chance. You should not live your life and your ways to the thing called chance. You should live intentionally. Being intentional about the things you do draws the kind of success you are looking for. Being intentional about the way you carry yourself, where you go, the kind of people you relate with, tells the world that you are ready for success. Where you hang out, the choice of clothes you wear, your language you say should all be backed by intentions. You shouldn't just let things happen. Like I said, you should live intentionally. So my question for you this morning is, where do you intend to be in life? Where do you want to reach in life? Be intentional about the things you do regarding it. Do you want to succeed in the medical field? Be intentional about the things you do regarding your status. Do you want to become successful in the field of business? Then you have to be intentional about the things you do. I've come to realize that the wealthy class live intentionally. They pay attention to every details of life. They don't just let things happen to them. They take their time, they read, and they act according to their intentions. Because whatever you want to achieve in life has to be backed by the act of intentionality. So I want to talk to you about the key areas of life you need to be intentional about. Number one, you need to be intentional about your relationships. Be intentional about your relationship. You see, not everyone has to gain access to you. Not everyone has to get a chance to come closer to you. You should be intentional about your choice of friends. Be intentional about the people you hang out with. Don't open the door of your life to everyone. Be intentional about the class and the quality of people you want closer to you. The second thing you should be intentional about is the kind of places you hang out. Your hangout areas. Hang out at places where you meet the people who have the same energy as you, or even more energy as you. Because when you hang out around people who carry the same energy as you, there's a vibration that propels you to a high standard in life. Be intentional about the places you hang out. And now understand why the wealthy people or the wealthy class of people will go to places that they charge more money, not for the entertainment, but because they are going to meet people of like interest. That is the rule of the success. The next you should be intentional about is your spoken language. Intentional about the language you are going to use in your day-to-day affairs. Be intentional about it. Check the kind of language you want to use. Check the kind of language that will draw the kind of success you are looking for. Because building your spoken language will give you a leverage in many ways. Your spoken language will give you leverage in many aspects of life. Be intentional about the kind of language you want to be fluent in. The last thing is your fashion sense. How you dress and how you carry yourself should be backed by intentions. A well-fitted outfit can draw you closer to your destiny helper. A well-suited, a well-tailored garment will draw you closer to your destiny helper. I came to tell you, you should be intentional about everything you do in life. Be intentional. Looking at the destiny you are looking for, looking at the places you want to get to, looking at the heights you want to reach in life. You have to be intentional about everything you do. I want to end today's podcast by giving you a quote by the leadership expert John Maxwell. We all know John Maxwell is a leadership expert. There is a quote he gave. I want to end this podcast with. He said, "An unintentional life accepts everything and does nothing." Wow, this is serious. An unintentional life accepts everything and does nothing. An intentional life embraces only the things that will add to the mission of significance. That is it. If you really want to rise in life, if you want to get to the apex of your career, then back everything you do with intentional living, and you will see yourself at the top. My name is John, and we are going to meet again next week. This is the Hot Seat Podcast. God bless you all.